Hi there, it is Gina Cadwallader and Dr. Josh Cadwallader with Orthopedic and Spine Therapy. Checking in.
Yep. Starting week 3.
Starting week 3 of our elimination diet, our functional medicine programs.
Mm-hmm. And if the light has changed, it's because Gina decided to change the color of our light bulbs.
Yep, they match now.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
So the lighting's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
We're just setting the mood. Yeah, so we're going to just talk about how last week went and kind of go from there. I have a couple of little tidbits and some new information, but start with that. So how was your week?
My week was good. The elimination diet is pretty easy. There's a couple days where I was just like, I want a piece of pizza. But I made it through without the pizza, to be completely honest. So it's going pretty good. I don't know. What about you?
Good. So Gina has pointed out a couple of things before we started this video that she's pretty excited about. Number one, my cough is just about gone.
Yeah.
You haven't really noticed it.
Yeah.
I've been more aware that it's not there now that I'm not doing it, so that's a plus. And an even bigger thing is that I've been wearing an appliance for snoring for like the last 2 years, something like that, because it was starting to get bad. I decided to leave it out for last few nights to see what happened, and
he's still snoring a little bit, but it's mostly towards like the morning, and it's game changing. Like there has been hardly any, and the coughing, like I have not woken up to coughing at least in a week, which is good because I feel homicidal when it happens, to be completely honest.
Speaking of feeling homicidal, how has your mood been?
My mood has been so much better. I'm so patient with the kids. It's crazy. And I feel like my thoughts, I didn't tell you this, but are so much clearer. Like my thought process is it just makes more sense. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it now. I can't even explain it.
Now your thought process is horrible, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, everything has been going really well. But looking back on kind of that first week, we talked about kind of how we had some, like, just not feeling great sometimes, just being off of the things. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, what would it be like if I was like on a drug and starting to come off of, like, I don't know,
like
detoxing off of whatever. And you hear the stories of people that have done that and they just feel lousy. And I started thinking about it today. I'm like, oh, maybe that was the sugar that we were coming off of, or something else. And that was part of being lousy, or feeling lousy, not being lousy, feeling lousy. So I did some research and asked some questions, and I wish I would have known this when we were going through the process, but there are a couple of things that help during that process. I was told that it's very important during that time to take some sort of buffer, some sort of binder, and then have some sort of anti-inflammatory mediator in there as well that can help that process so you don't feel quite as bad. So an example of a buffer is like an Alka-Seltzer type product. An example of a binder is like fiber or like activated charcoal to just help soak up all the bad stuff and help detoxify your body a little bit faster. And then an anti-inflammatory product would be like ginger, curcumin, that type of thing. So that's something that I wish I would have known earlier. But past that, I've been learning a lot, and my head is about to explode. But one of the things that I started learning about this past week was how our DNA is affected by our food, and vice versa, how our food affects our DNA. I'm not going to go into that too much, but if you're interested, I'll be doing a more in-depth talk at Tree of Life in Albertville on not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday. I believe that's the 14th. So that would be from 7 to 8 o'clock at Tree of Life. If you have any questions, just message us or give us a call, or call Tree of Life too. But the really interesting thing about the genetics portion is not the, is obviously we can't change our genetics, but we can change how they can be expressed, how these genes can be expressed through the types of food that we're putting into our body. So one really big example that comes to mind is the ApoE gene, especially people that are carriers of the ApoE4 gene have a higher risk of things like dementia, cardiovascular disease, and those kind of major issues. And just knowing that you have that gene or you're a carrier of that gene, you can make some really smart decisions by changing what you're eating to try to decrease the amount of expression that gene has. That doesn't go just for that, but also detoxification. There's certain genes that are more prevalent, or should say more worrisome. And if you have those genes, there's certain things that you should be doing to help your body detox. So there's a lot of different information. Like I said, I'll be going into depth in a couple of weeks on that.
So the genetic testing stuff that Josh is talking about is something that can be ordered in addition to the functional medicine program that we already do. And then Josh and I would be able to interpret those results and go over them with you to make a plan based on your genetics for diet and other lifestyle choices. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. Diet. Yeah. Certain people are going to need more exercise just to help detoxify and all that type of thing. So, yeah. So there's a lot of new information coming into our brains, which is always fun. But yeah. So it was a good week. Noticing some good changes, and we haven't really done anything other than just started eating better.
Yeah, just continue to eat better. I did do the CSAP, the poop in a cup test. So DHL picked that up today.
Awesome.
And we'll see those results in a couple weeks, I think, to kind of talk about those and decide what we do with that. That was very fun.
And I decided not to do the CSAP at this time. I'm probably going to pick a different test to see. I might do the DNA, or I might also do an organic acid test, just to kind of see something a little bit different. But yeah, it's a good week. Feeling good?
I feel really good.
Yep. And what did Tully tell you today?
Our 4-year-old said to me, "Mom, how come you're not so fat?" Yep. Made my day.
Hashtag mom win.
So
yeah, keep us posted if you have any questions. Past that, have a good week, and we'll get back to you next week.
bye.
Bye.